Alright guys, it's been about a week, I think right at a week since I've uploaded because my last video was last week's weekly rotation. Didn't really feel like doing any YouTubing last week, so I don't know why, I just didn't feel like doing it, and so I did not do it. So we're going to do a weekly rotation this week. Kind of thought about not doing this one too, but I figured we'd keep it going through the end of the year for the weekly rotation thing. So we'll go over the fragrances that I wore last week, starting with Sunday all the way through Saturday. Welcome to the Fragrance Wardrobe. Alright, last Sunday I wanted to go with something mass appealing that we carry at work, so I went with one that everybody's had in their collection probably at some point. I went with Dior Sauvage, the EDT. This one, you've all smelled it. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably smelled it. But yeah, very mass appealing, shower gel type of feel. Lots of amber oxide in here. You get that metallic type of feel or scent with this fragrance. Also in the dry down, you get that lavender that comes up really nicely. The opening, you'll have some pepper. Pretty good fragrance. Don't have to talk about it a whole lot because I think everybody has probably smelled this or owned this at some point. Still smells good. Get great performance out of it, and I have I think maybe like a 2018 2019 bottle of it, so it still performs pretty well. Still gets compliments. And on Monday I went with one for Versace. Versace was, maybe isn't anymore, one of my favorite designer fragrance houses. They might still be like pretty up there as far as my favorite designers. I went with one that I haven't worn in a very long time. This one is Eros Flame. Right here. Eros Flame. You get that original Eros DNA in there. You get like that amber oxide, that vanilla, kind of that club type of scent. A little bit of, it's pretty sweet. Also, with this one, they added in that blood orange. I think it's blood orange in there to brighten it up, kind of make it a little bit more wearable for everyday type of wearing. And I think I like Eros Flame, I think, more than the original Eros, and mainly because of that orange. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a brightness, and it's not as much of like a club type of scent, I guess. It still kind of has that club type of fragrance thing going for it, but with the orange brightening it up, I feel like it's a little bit more wearable for different occasions. Tuesday I went with the 2020 Givenchy release in the Gentleman line. This is Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisée, and it's a pretty good one. I really enjoy this one in that line. The only Gentleman fragrance that I don't have in that line is EDP, but I'm thinking about picking it up pretty soon just to kind of complete the line. But this one is pretty good. You get the pepper in the opening. I get pepper pretty dominant on my skin when I first spray it for probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You get the scent of pepper as well as the spice, and you do get that iris in there as well. Iris smells really good. A little bit waxy. A little bit of a waxy iris. I think there might be some ebony wood or something like that in here too, because it does give it a rich kind of like a rich warm wood, I guess, mixing with that iris. And I could be wrong on ebony wood, but that's my guess. I didn't check before I shot the video. So definitely get the pepper, definitely get the iris, and I think there's like a warm type of wood thing going on. I think that's coming from ebony wood. Could be completely wrong on the ebony wood thing, but all in all though, it smells pretty good. Definitely try it before you buy it. Make sure iris is your cup of tea. But if you are an iris fragrance fan, this one is pretty good for the fall. All right, Wednesday I wore one that came out in 2019, I believe, and it did not get much traction when it came out. Did not get hyped, and I think most people didn't really care for it when it came out. But I got a free bottle last year when I placed an order with Armani, and I liked it right away as soon as I smelled it. It's Acqua Absolu Instinct. I liked it so much that I put it in my fall designer list this year, and yeah, I think it's a good fragrance. I enjoy it. I know when it first came out, most people weren't really that keen on it, but I think people are coming around to it now. This one, you'll get that Acqua kind of salty aquatic feel in there. I think this one has ebony wood in it. Could be wrong on the Givenchy Gentleman Boisée, but I think this one does have ebony wood. So you get that like warm woodiness type of thing going on in there. And I think there's also amber wood in here as well. I guess it's kind of like an aquatic wood ambery thing kind of going on with this one. Kind of sweet, not overly sweet or anything like that, but there is a pretty decent sweetness going on with it. I think it makes it pretty good for the fall, especially with that salty aquatic feel mixed it in with that touch of sweetness. I think it plays pretty well in that early fall transitioning period. So all in all, really good fragrance, get pretty good performance out of it, and I am happy to have it in my collection. And Thursday, it continued to cool off a little bit here in Texas, and I realized I haven't talked about or worn this next fragrance in quite a while, and I wanted to bust it out for the first time in a long time. It's from Paco Rabanne. It's Pure Excess. This one, pretty good for the fall as well. Get that touch of sweetness, but you also kind of have a fizzy type of feel to it as well, almost like a 7-Up fizziness kind of thing going on with vanilla. So you get that sweetness. Almost comes across like almost like a Coke float or like Dr. Pepper float kind of thing. Let me make sure. Yeah, kind of. That's kind of what it resembles. It doesn't smell exactly like that, but kind of resembles that with that fizziness or whatever. And the vanilla, the sweetness going on with it. Last all day. So I did not have to reapply. Spray it in the morning. Went all day without having to reapply. Catching wafts throughout the day. Great performer. It cuts through the cold air. And it's a pretty mass appealing scent. It's probably geared a little bit more toward younger guys, like younger than I am. But even when you are as old as I am, you can still enjoy those type of scents as well. So don't let the sweetness or the vanilla kind of turn you off of it. It's a pretty good scent, and it's not something like that's been done, I guess, maybe 100 times. Probably been done a few times, but not 100 times like Phantom or Victory or anything like that. So it kind of gives you a different twist on kind of that sweet vanilla type of fragrance. Friday, I went with one that makes like all my cool cold weather list. This one is from Tom Ford. My first Tom Ford fragrance I ever bought, and I still love this thing as much as the day I first smelled it. It is Tuscan leather. You have to like leather to appreciate this fragrance. You get saffron, you get raspberry, you get that Tuscan leather. It smells pretty good. This one, I think, if you can pull it off, it's going to be a little bit more challenging for someone who might be kind of new to fragrances. But if you do pull this one off, you're going to smell like a boss. Definitely wear it with confidence, because this type of scent requires that air of confidence, with the wearer. But it smells really good. So it's been said to smell a lot like cocaine. So if you know what that smells like, you'll probably pick up a little bit of that type of scent in here. Out of all of my leather fragrances, I think Tuscan leather is probably still my number one, my king of leather fragrances. But yeah, it's one that you smell like a boss, kind of like a little bit of a cocaine cowboy, I guess, if you pick up those traces of that scent in this one. But yeah, it's a great fragrance. Still recommend it. Lasts pretty much all day as well. This one, I'd say probably get about 8-9 hours of longevity with Tuscan leather. And Saturday, I wore one that I recently ordered from Macy's. They had a little bit of a sale going on with some of the Tom Ford private blend stuff. So I picked this one up because I had been wanting to add it to my collection. Finally cooled off enough to wear it. And it is Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille is very, very good. One of my favorite tobacco fragrances. This one also has those gourmand type of profile to it, kind of a gourmand tobacco. You do get the tobacco in here, but it's not a tobacco dominant fragrance. You get spices, you get dried fruits, tobacco, and vanilla. So there's some tonka bean in here as well. And the main thing you're going to get from it is that sweet vanilla mixing with the spices and that touch of tobacco. Smells very fall, like festive fall type of thing going on. November, December is probably like the best time to wear this one because it does have that gourmand and that fall Christmas type of scent to it. All in all, pretty good scent. I do think this one is going to be a little bit more unisex, and as far as like who should wear it, I think it plays very nicely on men, very nicely on women, and whoever's wearing it, it's going to smell right for the ginger or whatever. So yeah, smells great. Yeah, it smells really good. Actually, I'm still picking this thing up on my sweatshirt. I wore this Saturday. It's Monday morning now. I didn't wash my sweatshirt, and I can still pick it up. So this thing is like a performance beast. It stays on your skin all day long. It stays on your clothes even longer. So if you're looking for a long-lasting gourmand tobacco type of fragrance for the fall, Tobacco Vanille is definitely worth the pretty penny you will pay for it. All right, guys, so that was my 7 fragrances that I wore last week. Pretty good little rotation. I got to bring out a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to wear that I hadn't worn in a long time. Since the weather started to change a little bit, cool down here in Texas, I've been able to reach for some stuff that, you know, it's been kind of neglected throughout the warmer months. So yeah, great rotation. I really enjoyed this week's rotation more than most of the other rotations in previous weeks because I did get to reach for more of those fall cool weather scents, and that's kind of my favorite time of the year. So great rotation for me anyway. All right, hope you guys liked the video. Please do remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications, and I will catch you guys with the next video. Thank you for watching.